everybody, what's up? Thank y'all for watching my last video. If you haven't watched my last video, go back and watch my last video. As a recap, I'm now 6 and me and my twin sisters are moving in with my maternal grandfather and his wife. So let's get on with the video. Just in short, my grandfather's wife used to abuse the fuck out of us, mainly me. I don't know why her anger was so pent and so like aimed at me. But she used to physically abuse me. And when I say physically abuse, I don't mean like, oh, you got a whooping, like get over my knee, you got popped on your butt. No, nothing like that. It was literally like one time she busted my lip because she hit me in the mouth so hard. Hit me with stuff like objects like plastic bottles, glass bottles, like, you know, the Sobeek bottles, like throw those at me. I remember one time I think this was after the day she busted my lip. I don't know who called the police. It had to be one of the neighbors. So somebody called the police because they obviously heard me screaming and all of that shit in the house. And she had sat me down on the floor. So me and her both sitting on the floor next to each other in my bedroom. And when the police came in the house, we're sitting on the floor and she's telling the police officer, like, is like, is everything okay? Is everything okay? And she's literally sitting there pinching me so that I won't say nothing. Like, on top of that, my grandfather used to abuse her, so we grew up watching that. They were both alcoholics, so it was just a lot going on in the house. And that house is a has a big impact on me today and why shit has unfolded in my life how it has in the past year. And that's why I'm sharing my story now, because I'm telling y'all this gonna be a wild ride. So but yeah, because of, you know, that I don't really drink. I don't drink much. I don't like being around people who drink. I don't like being around drunks. But anyways, so it was just, and then like the house was like roach infested. The dogs used to shit all over the house. We had 3 dogs. They used to shit all over the house. We had 3 dogs that we had mainly for the most part. But like my dog, our female dog, she had puppies every year. So we would at any given time have like 5 dogs in that, like 5 puppies and the 2 dogs in the house. Then at some point we kept one of her puppies from one of her litters, so we had 3 dogs for some years. We had cats. We always had cats. We always had kittens in the house because our cat Tico, she would always have kittens. So the house always smelled like animals, smelled like shit. There was roach infested. The house was never really clean. The only thing I can say though, like our utilities were never off and we always ate. We always had food, but besides that, yeah, we were not living in really good conditions at all. Like, I don't remember ever going back to school shopping. All of our clothes were donated, hand-me-downs. Like, every handout there was, my grandfather and his wife were taking it. They used to lie and scam people, really, honestly. Sorry, I just flashed y'all a little bit. I'm gonna do another story time about how my life was living there and like give y'all some stories of stuff that happened while I lived there. But that was a very bad environment. So eventually things got so bad in that house that we got removed. When I was in 4th grade, I was going to school with, I was going to school with marks and bruises all the time, but when I was in 3rd grade, my 3rd grade teacher, Miss Lige, she used to peep shit. Because this woman is smart and this woman is amazing and this woman is magnificent. She is now a foster mom and she now has kids too. But she was amazing and she peeped. she peaked because, like I said, first grade, second grade, I was going to school with stuff on me. Then people ain't never say nothing. Bad or not, they'd say something. They'd ask me what it was, and I'd give them some bullshit lie, and they'd move on about their business. Which is fucked up because as a teacher, I'm pretty sure you're mandated to report shit like that. But Miss Lodge was like, no, honey. Miss Lodge cared about all of us. Like, she treated all of us like her kids. Like, we were her kids. At this time, she didn't have no kids. We were her kids. Like, Miss Lodge is like one of the best teachers, and I know she still is one of the best teachers. Like, she's one of the teachers you'll never forget. Like, we always had just fun. Like, always have fun. She always set up stuff for us, set up things for us. I remember, like, we used to do this, I don't even remember exactly what it was, but I remember we used to do this thing, and some way you can get like tickets. And I feel like it's like a reading thing, and you get tickets, you get like raffle tickets, and then like at the end of the school year, I want to say it was, she threw a big ass like carnival for us at her house, at her own house. She like got like a water slide and like cotton candy machine, hot dog machine, a popcorn machine, and all this stuff. You can use your raffle tickets to play different stuff and do different stuff, and like gave us incentive to do good. Like, especially when you live in a city like that in Middletown, most of them kids' parents are not shit. Most of them kids' parents were like my grandparents, on drugs, alcoholics, abusing them. When I tell y'all, when I was in foster care, this time I'm about to tell y'all about, when I was foster care when I was 10, and I would go back and visit my grandparents, and I would go to the center to visit them, and I would see so many of my classmates. This town is just one of those places that just like, they need help. Like, it's bad there. And they were just on Vice a couple years ago for like having a huge heroin epidemic out there. Like, it's crazy bad out there. It's crazy. A lot of my friends that I would, not all of them, but some of my friends like I had growing up, they had 3 kids. By the time I had 1, they had 3. And I had my son when I was 19, almost 19. So it's like, it's bad. So Miss Lodge is like one of them teachers that was like saving grace because we needed it. A lot of us needed her. I remember one time Christmas, before Christmas break, we had a Christmas tree in our classroom, and she had bought all of us presents. All of us presents. And I remember the kids who didn't come to school before, you know, winter break or whatever, the kids who missed that day of school, because I remember going with her. She went and delivered, because it was after school, and I guess she was taking me home that day, and she went and hand delivered whichever kids did not come to school. Like I just want y'all to realize how amazing this woman is, okay? She's just the bomb. So if I came to school with something, she asked me, where this come from? Where this, you know, she knew what the fuck was going on. And even when she wasn't my teacher no more, she was still watching after me and taking care of me and my sisters. My sister wasn't even her students. She would do our hair for us because we would come to school with our hair fucked up and matted and dirty. She started doing our hair for us, braiding our hair for us, making sure we wasn't out here looking crazy. She also worked part-time at Kmart. This woman was a teacher, a mother to all of her students, and she was working another job on top of that. So she, you know, she was like, use her discount, get us clothes, I remember one time she bought all of us comforters, me and my sisters, because we was sleeping with sleeping bags and old ass like blankets that my grandparents had since the fucking 50s probably. She brought me my first training bra. When I started growing titties, nobody noticed. My grandfather and his wife ain't noticed. Mind you, my grandfather has 5 daughters. They didn't notice. She noticed, and she took my ass straight to the mall. She took me, and it was another girl in my class. Because like I said, she always had some of us. Like I'm telling y'all, this lady had us outside the classroom. This lady was really, really, really like a second mom to a lot of us. We went to the mall, and she bought me training bras. She was the first person to buy me training bras. Like there's times that she done drove me home from school. I remember, I know I'm just going on and on this about Miss Lige, but so you know, she was really, really doing all that. And then like she got me on a drill team, all this stuff. Really just trying to make sure I was together. So when I was in 4th grade, she wasn't my teacher no more. Miss Hurd was my teacher, and her and Miss Hurd are friends. And Miss Hurd was an amazing teacher too. I remember Miss Hurd driving me home from practice a couple of times. And by the way, these women, both black women. Anyways, I remember I came to school one day and I had a knot on my face. And it was because it was actually from my grandfather. Like I said, my grandmother rarely ever hit us. But I don't know what I did. I don't remember what happened. I just remember my grandfather grabbing me by my shirt, throwing me into my room. And when I like ran from him and I got up, got under my cover, he punched me. And I had a knot on my head. And I remember she took me out of Miss Hurd's class, not her. I wasn't even in her class no more. She talked to Miss Hurd and she pulled me out of class and she set me in the room and in another little room, like it was like our little like the little teacher's break room or whatever. And asked me what happened and I lied, and she was like, I don't like when people I love get hurt. I remember her telling me that. And after that, that's when I just remember caseworker coming and just, while I was at school, just asking me things. So she came maybe once or twice. And one day, me and my grandmother were sitting in her room, heard some cars outside, looked outside, and we seen police cars and my caseworker, Serena. So Serena was my caseworker that we already had. She came and checked on us like monthly. I used to get interviewed by a whole different other caseworker at school. I don't really know how that works, but that's what was going on. But Serena pulled up with some cops, like, you know, a couple cop cars. And all I remember my grandmother saying is, what did you say? What did you tell them? What did you, like, mad at me? So we ran downstairs and here comes Serena. Like, we gotta take the kids and, you know, show them whatever papers, blah, blah, blah. I asked Serena if I could go grab my stuffed animal, my rainbow flash that my mom had gave me for my 8th birthday. She had gave it to me because my mom, we did keep in contact with my mom. My mom used to send us gifts and stuff like this, like that every month, and not every month, every holiday. We did get to see her from time to time. So like, it's not like I never had heard from my mom or seen my mom all these years. So anywho, I remember my grandmother yelling at her like, I hope they take your kids. I hope they take your kids, Serena. And Serena was actually one of the good people. She was one of the good caseworkers. And I just remember Serena just sitting there like blank stare, not saying nothing, and just, I couldn't imagine dealing with people like that all the time. So we got sent to a house in Cincinnati. Well, actually in a suburb called Kennedy Heights, which is like right outside of Cincinnati. It's a suburb of Cincinnati. And we moved in with this lady named Missy Lane, and she had 3 children. One was her biological daughter, the oldest. Then the other 2 were adopted. They were brother and sister. Was very nice lady. Missy Lane, very nice lady, very beautiful spirit. But some things did happen in the house. The worst thing that did go on at that time for me was that's when I was actually molested. So originally I actually had the full story of me being molested, but I decided to cut it because it made the video a lot longer, and I think it's better that I just do a separate video on it. After living there for a year, my mom, I need to take a break. I've been doing this video for 44 minutes. Okay, so I'm back. I'm in a different position. I'm sitting down in a chair now, but I had to take a break from the video and come back. So I think we're on the part where after living for a year in Cincinnati, we went back to go live with my grandfather and his wife. And me and my sisters. So we went back to go live with them, but the whole point, not the whole point, but the whole plan ultimately was for the 3 of us to move in with my mom. So we were only supposed to be there temporarily. So my mom had been, you know, doing whatever she needed to do to get us back. Also, I forgot to mention this before. My mom tried to get us back before also. When I was about 6, I want to say. So like that first time that we moved in with my grandfather, around the time, because my mom had an apartment in Middletown, and we would go visit her there all the time. I don't even remember. My mom did tell me what happened. I don't remember what happened, but that didn't happen. So then now she's doing the same thing, you know, has room for all of us, is, you know, doing her whatever she has to do legally and all of that stuff. So we went to live with my grandfather temporarily, and when I went back, I was not on the bullshit. Like, my grandfather, his wife changed, and they stopped drinking, and you know, his wife pretty much trying to kiss my ass because, you know, she abused me for all those years, and she was trying to turn over a new leaf, I guess, but I wasn't really on it. So I was like not cooperating, giving them a hard ass time. And plus I was leaving anyways. So my mom was coming to, my mom and my stepmom were coming for the court date from Cleveland. Mom had brought my cousins, 2 of my cousins, with her to come visit with us. So they were staying at my grandfather's house. Well, at nighttime, if you ever unfortunately have lived with roaches usually come out when it's dark. So when nighttime came, the roaches start crawling about, and my mom and my stepmom were like, no, not gonna have the boys in this, and so we're gonna go get a hotel. So they left my grandfather a note, like, see you in court tomorrow, you know. Everything was fine, everybody was fine before, you know, this happened. And they weren't even like mad necessarily or anything. They were just like, we don't want the boys having to sleep in this, so we're gonna get a room. So they left. And the next day in court, my grandfather and his wife decided, oh, we don't think the twins should move with her. Now, like I said, the twins been living with them since they were 2, minus that year we went to foster care. So those were like their parents pretty much. That's who they grew up with in their formative years as. So like, as their parents, they called them mom and dad. Those were their parents. So I guess they try to kind of use that as a point. What it really was that they was mad and they was upset and they was offended. So they did not want the twins to leave. They, of course, they had no problem getting me the fuck up out of there. I went and moved in with my mom. Now all of this situation with the twins supposed to be there and all this, like I said, I didn't know nothing about this. Like, this was supposed to be like a surprise to all of us. I didn't know until I went to my mom's and there was a room for them, and my mom explained everything to me. My sisters did not know about this either until this year. I just told my sisters about this year. That's another thing I wanted to say. I don't want to like go too in depth about like what me and my sister talk about, me and my twin sisters talk about, because we are still in contact with each other. We talk to each other every day. Because I don't want to like violate their not privacy, but like, you know, they're part of the story and what they want to be shared about them. But another thing, like I said, not all situations with foster care should the kids really even be in this situation. My cat is like going to town licking my freaking sock right now. Stop it, Stormy. Anywho, sometimes adoptive parents, sometimes foster parents, sometimes caseworkers, stuff like that, they lie and they miscue things, and misinformation goes around, especially when you have a case that's going on for years and years and years on and off. Because my sisters, they went through even more shit after I left. sometimes the whole truth is not really put there on the table. And like I said, I share a lot of things with my sisters this year that they did not even know about the root and the main cause and story of why this all even happened. So like when you're looking at a story about if you know somebody who's in foster care, you know somebody who's been adopted, like don't be quick to judge that you know it's not all the same cut and dry sad sob story. Like some parents really get fucked by the system, really they do. So my sisters are now adopted also. They got adopted some years ago. I don't know exactly how many years ago. They just recently had their gotcha day though, like I think like last week. It's been over 5 years. So yeah. But they got adopted later, you know, later in life. But it's never too late really. But anywho, so yeah. So I moved with my mom when I was I had just turned 11, yeah, about, and that's where I've been living ever since I was 11. I'm now 23. My sister Taji, the one that's a year younger than me, she moved here when we got back in contact when she was 16. She started coming out and visiting us around that age, and then when she was 18 she moved here with us. So she lives here in Cleveland now too. But I don't talk to my brother at all. I don't have a relationship with my brother at all. He was a baby when this all happened, like a couple months old, with a few months old when this happened. The people that he's adopted by, he knows he's adopted, mainly because his adopted parents are not the same race as him. But those are still his parents. We don't have our own relationship. He has a relationship with my sister because they grew up together, but that's about it. And then, like I said, I still have a relationship with my twin sisters, the ones that I grew up with mostly, and we talk to each other every single day. So but yeah, that's my story. It's my Project Pure story. I know it was a little long, but thank you for staying tuned. Any questions, comments, like, subscribe, turn that notification bell because I'm gonna be posting again very soon, sometime within the next couple of days. So just watch out for that. Thank you. Bye.